Sup, dogs? Coming to you live from my dark bedroom. About to upload this podcast. Wanted to let you know there will likely not be a podcast next week, but not to worry. We'll be back at it the following week with a heavy hitter for you bitch asses. Send us an email, nexttimepod@gmail.com. Keep shining and enjoy the show. All right, let's do a wave test, please.
Wave test, wave test, wave test. Are we live? We're going. All right, I'm going to start with saying one thing. If I tell you you're bitching at me...
Okay, stop it.
And you say you don't like that I'm bitching at you, just know every time I say you're giving me guff, it means the same thing.
And that's called code switching.
Yeah, but I think it's less degrading or something along those lines.
It's not called code switching.
Yeah, well, you don't have a vagina. You don't know.
Listen. How's it feel doing Office Pod?
It's pretty cool. We are back in Braxton's old office for the first time since he quit.
Where this whole thing started.
It did, too. The first one happened right here.
Yeah.
Full circle. Do you got some things you want to dive into, or you want me to take over right away?
Well, I don't...
So there's this red-bearded fucker that's got a song out, right? And he talks about Richmond, north of Richmond, right?
Oh, yeah.
And so I feel it's mine and Braxton's job most likely to take this into our own hands. And we're going to start with, if you're 5'3" and 300 pounds, you're going to have to start paying taxes on your fudge runs. We're going to start working on the welfare. Also, if there's another Epstein's Island... That one already got shut down.
All right, listen.
They kind of pulled the cover on
Let me interrupt you right now, real quick.
Okay.
Here's what we're going to do. First of all, let me hit my notes. I want to do a shout-out. Shout-out. Well, this is going to be the ultimate shout-out, dude, because this is going to be a boomerang shout-out that I'm going to pull right back. Shout-out. This was in my notes. Shout-out because, a.k.a. Missouri, I'll probably bleep his name, because he sent me a picture the other day. And I was like out of phone service, and I got to phone service, and he sent me a picture of him listening to the podcast in his pickup. And I was like, fucking sick, dude. Thanks. He's like, you guys sound good. And I thought, dude, we're just winning hearts and minds. There's no way we're not going to be successful. And then fast forward like 10 days, I heard he said, so you guys still doing the podcast?
Yeah.
Well, we were doing it 10 days ago. So if
now, hold on. Are those two the same guy?
Yes.
I didn't know that was his nickname.
Yeah.
Holy buckets,
Missouri.
buddy.
Every story I ever told about Missouri. So we are boomeranging that motherfucking shout out. I'm just kidding, though. Shout out Missouri for real. That stokes me up that he checked out our podcast. And now, what we're going to do is pause it. I'll pull up the lyrics to the country music song, and we'll just break them down.
10 Raj.
Okay, for those of you that have never heard a podcast before or lived in America, this is going to be a new one for you.
Absolutely.
For everybody else that has listened to any form of entertainment at all in the last month and a half, go ahead and fast forward 15 minutes.
Nice. Let's start with who is Oliver Anthony. All right, let's start there. He is a fucking white king with a red beard, and you're fucking welcome. It's not easy for us. Someone's got to carry the weight of this country.
How many times?
We're out here spreading information that you guys need. We're changing the world one red beard at a time, and you're welcome. Now,
how many times have people told you that like you look like that guy?
None yet, but it's mostly because he's not fat and I am.
You think if you lost 40 pounds, they'd go,
I could be young Oliver Anthony.
And you're sure he's not a CIA plant?
He could be. I also heard he was transgender. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's do this. This is like it's not anything like a Rorschach test, but what I'm going to do is read these lyrics.
Okay.
Just fucking buzz in at any point if you got something you'd like to say.
All right.
I've been selling my soul, working all day.
Shout out, Synergy. You're welcome.
Overtime hours for bullshit pay.
I probably make more than I should.
So I can sit out here and waste my life away, drag back home, and drown my troubles away.
I've been doing some drowning.
Dude, I'm already hating that there's a fucking task to this podcast.
We can scrap it.
We'll just hit the fucking part that everybody loves to talk about.
Oh, there it is.
Dude.
Curses on it.
Is it the whole... I wish politicians would look out for minors, not just minors on an island somewhere. You know what's confusing about that line? is it made people think he was talking about like
coal miners.
Yep.
Because he's from West Virginia.
So they're like, oh, he just cared. He's saying, I wish they fucking would look out for blue collar workers and stop caring about this fucking child sex trafficking.
Not
bullshit.
the island of politicians fucking little kids.
Yeah, can't you just pay attention to us for a minute?
Yeah, some fucking confusion.
So he wasn't saying that. He was talking about how he wishes that they'd look out for fucking kids and coal miners.
Okay, now I want to get to the part everyone's really concerned about. 5'3" fat fucks that don't pay taxes on fudge rounds.
Let me read the lyric for the listeners, dude. They haven't heard the song. If you're 5'3" and you're 300 pounds, taxes ought not to pay for your bags of fudge rounds. Dude.
Also, if you're eating fudge rounds and not star rounds or oatmeal cream pies, you're not even American.
Yeah,
you don't deserve
everybody should know that's
break.
strike one, fudge round.
100%.
For anybody. Welfare, no welfare.
Okay, what should be tax-free for fat people? Twinkies. Rotisserie chickens.
Summer sauces.
Anything hot deli.
Oh, really?
What else do we got that's carved up? French bread.
Oh, dude.
All bakeries should have a fat fuck tax break.
Yeah, once a month, gift card to Johnny Carino. No, to the Olive Garden.
Nice. How quick do you think the country would go under if we stopped taxing fat foods?
Dude, I think all you have to do is
It'd be a huge cut.
No, listen. Cut out all sorts of food stamps and everything. And then just, like, enough of... You just give Olive Garden gift cards to poor people. Enough for, like, 3 unlimited soup, salad, and breadsticks a week.
Dude, that's perfect. Now, with that being said, do you think that we could, if, say, when one of us finally runs for president, because everyone sees it coming. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Do you think when we're running the country that we could do a tax break to physical trade? Like, okay, we'll keep giving your useless ass welfare, but you got to come down every month on the 1st and get your lashes. And it's like, per 6,000 carbs, 1 lash. But only fat fuck carbs. Twinkies, fucking bread, fucking...
You want to know what's interesting about that idea, actually?
Huh.
Is it's funny that it seems like part of the problem with society right now, and everybody's talked about it, this isn't news, but for the course of human history... We've had to, like, fucking work for food, for shelter, like, basic needs, and that took up a lot of our fucking time and energy. And now I guess, I don't know if you can say this because people are starving in places, I guess.
I wouldn't know. I get up and work every day.
But in America, people don't really... Like, we have way more obese people than we have starving people, and, like, that's for sure.
By far. Yeah. I mean, Oliver Anthony has to sing about it. It's such a problem.
So my point is, while it would be a violation of basic human rights, it would put the, like, hard work back in getting food, and it would probably lift everybody up.
Is this loaf of bread worth a lash? I'm not sure. I'm almost up to a lash, dude. I'm done for the month.
Now,
fat fuck food.
Hold on. Who do you get to give the lashins?
Well, I mean, yours truly. If I can have Tyler still be my boss, he can run the welfare office, and then I'm just in the lash room. Like we turn an American Legion with a dance floor. Just the dance floor is my lash room. And you can choose your own switch, and you'll also you can get 3 with this switch or 1 login chain, however it shakes out. And also, you're fat as fuck. It's not going to hurt that bad.
It'll bounce right off you.
But since we're talking...
I don't know you got something to say, but I know that you're going through emotional conflict and turmoil, so you're fired up.
No, this
but
is
have you lost touch of your sensitive side, and you think for a moment that you wouldn't just lose your mind after 6 days of doing nothing but lashings?
Yeah, but you'll
take Sunday off.
It would be shift work. Someone else is going to have to pick up 40, you know.
Oh, you just want to be the foreman.
Yeah, I'll run the show.
Okay.
There's some heartless motherfuckers out here. We can do that.
You can get them hired. Oh,
yes,
well, sorry.
For sure.
All right. Well, that puts that to bed.
But it's societal. It needs to happen with everyone that consumes beer. Mm-hmm. And Breydan did this. I don't like to shout him out much because he's kind of a piece of shit.
Pussy.
Beer's now called rations.
Oh, yeah.
And everyone needs to get on board with that.
Yep. Stop.
It makes you sound so less of a drunk.
Yeah, and... By the way...
Hey, guys, I'm going to run to the store and get some rations.
Yeah, and let it be sort of like a word association, and just anytime you hear or catch the word beer for the next fucking month, just go, whoop, beer, no, rations. And then you'll just be trained up, and you'll never say the word beer.
Yeah, and then you'll be the next coolest people around. Because that's all that's happening here. We're ahead of the curve.
Do you know how much alcohol you can consume if you only call it rations?
Would probably triple the amount now.
Why do you think Breydan started doing that?
Loophole. And he doesn't have a bright idea often, so I really think he earned this one, and everyone needs to jump on board with that.
Yo, I heard he told his chick, hey, stop giving me guff.
Yeah, he's a little guff daddy.
Dude.
He's a little guff daddy.
Yeah, careful, bud.
And that's the thing. He'll give guff, too.
Well, I've been
He's
around
just
him.
learned how to call guff out when it's heading his way.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if he'll give guff or if it just sort of trickles down his back everywhere he goes.
I think he hangs on to the guff a little and gives it back when he sees a moment to be witty.
You know when you jump in a puddle with your shoes on and then when you walk around they squish for like a fucking hour?
Yeah.
That's kind of like when he was born. I think he jumped in a puddle of guff and now he just squishes everywhere. Just guffing as he walks.
He's a little guff sponge.
He is, dude. He just sponged up some guff and now he's out there just training.
Just guff daddying.
Yeah. But anyway, enough about the B-Town. Can we close that door for acoustic's sake? Sorry, professional podcaster.
100%. I'll do it now. Keep it going.
Okay.
God, Ellie, I don't want to run over your tail.
And she's got to stay in here, and I got more notes too. Oh, this was something I was so excited to talk about, and we did talk about it before we got to the podcast, but you had called me and said I watched Shane Gillis' special. Bad news. It sucks. We lost him. And I said, what? He died? He overdosed? Like his special came out and he fucking killed himself? And you said, no, he's not funny anymore.
You know what's funny about you saying that? I saw him somewhere. I don't know if it was on MSSP or something, but he was talking with a bunch of guys on a podcast and he said that would be the perfect, Matt said it'd be the perfect time to go out. You go out on top, you'll be a legend forever.
I was laughing my ass off at that. I listened to that with around and it made me uncomfortable.
So here's what I'll say. Mm-hmm. I was being an emotional little bitch.
Yep. And
I had some horse shit going on and I was being resentful and I was driving.
Accountability right there.
I listened to it over again because I was like, I'm going to have to get feedback from Braxton, and T-Bone even gave me feedback I didn't ask for and said it was 10 out of 10. It was funny as fuck. I don't know what you're talking about. I've watched it every night I've stayed at my house since I got here. I watched it back over and I said, this is fucking great.
Oh, and it is too.
This is gold. When he does the no blacks in Australia and he goes, I know what you're thinking. That was good. Fucking all
it's
time,
gold.
Dude.
I watched it with my sweetheart.
Nice.
And she didn't laugh once.
Yeah, it's
that's a lie. She laughed a couple times, but I laughed my ass off.
I was going to say, if a train would have drove right through the middle of that stage, she'd be like, fuck yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. But
End of his special, he's like, all right, fuck you guys later. Jumps back, catches a train, and fucking takes off. That'd be your new hero.
Oh, she would love that. I was a little uncomfortable. Not that at all. I wasn't uncomfortable, but I had to go. I'm watching this for me. And so I stayed in that zone. I did so good. I had to be cool. I was cool.
Were you wearing the ring? That's what might have thrown you off at first. You didn't want to fuck her vibe up.
I got a ring that says control the vibe, and do I ever?
You do. You're very conscious of the vibe you're controlling as well. So that's probably what happened. You didn't realize you were carrying the extra power. And you're like, is this a vibe that's going to work for her? And then you slipped the ring off, cracked a Budweiser, smacked her once, and said, you laugh at Shane Gillis, or this camper will be the last thing you ever see.
Oh, dude, speaking of camper, I've been working on mine. But anyway, what else is going on?
You've been a little camper repair daddy lately. What you been?
Yeah. I've just been in there, tearing apart walls, tearing apart floors.
Fuck yeah. Oh, you should hide some fake treasure under the floor in case anyone ever pulls it apart again.
Gold coin?
Fuck yeah. Or some doubloons.
Oh, I do, and I can reach into my doubloon stash and just put them there because I keep those on me all the time.
Everyone does.
Idiot.
You don't have a pocket full?
Of doubloons?
I read a book once, you can't get into heaven without 10 doubloons, so enjoy your life, bitch.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's admission, 10 doubloons.
Fuck, dude, I don't have any time this week to get any doubloons.
I would give you my spare doubloons, but you just told me what a fucking idiot I am for having them.
I didn't know you needed them. Bro, and you know what's crazy about me is if somebody says a fact about what you have to do to get into heaven, I believe it immediately and don't let go of it for like a month.
The rest of the week, you're just going to be checking everywhere for doubloons.
Yeah. Like a year ago.
How many doubloons do you think it would take to make the currency to have a haircut?
I don't know what the exchange rate is.
You'd have to get in their head, like you'd have to start bringing up doubloons to get into heaven for like 3 months with the same barber and then be like...
Then you could yeah. Then you start tipping them one at a time.
I haven't told anyone, but I ran into 10 extra doubloons if you want me to bring you some.
Well, about a year ago, I heard like third hand, like somebody said that Grandpa said that you can't go to heaven if you die on concrete. and I haven't forgotten it.
Why do you think that'd be?
It feels right, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Does.
I don't know why it's true, but I'm not.
That'd be like breaking the chains with all of society. I mean, what the fuck? What are my odds of dying on grass? What does this mean? Technically, everything's on concrete that isn't just dirt.
I know.
Inside of a hospital? You're telling me everyone I know that died in a hospital? Oh, I guess if you wrecked your car in a field.
I think if you're in a hospital bed, it don't count. Like, I'm talking...
Do you know what's under a hospital? Concrete foundation.
Well, I know, but if you're on concrete itself, like if you're sitting on concrete, you know the feeling of being on concrete. You've done it before.
Ooh, I'm going to start taking the chipped up concrete on the corner, and I'll just break it into little pebbles. And I'll just slip a piece in everyone's pocket. See you all in hell.
No, you got to put it in their shoes.
Why?
In the soles of their shoes, because then they'll be standing on concrete all the time.
Motherfucker. Do you die standing up? What are the odds of that? What if you're laying down on concrete? Or is it just being on concrete in general? What if you were at the edge of a concrete pad and you fell down and your fucking hand landed on the concrete? God's like, you dumb bitch. Fucking enjoy that life down south.
Why do you do that?
I wish I could quit saying that.
Why do you do that?
It's fun. It rolls off the tongue.
Anyway, well, I guess that's a podcast.
That's a pretty quick one.
Yeah, we did fucking 10 minutes.
Should we pause and take a hit of black tar heroin? See if that livens things up.
I have something to tell you.
Exciting.
You know how you have previously stated that I would be a decent cult leader?
Yes.
Who do I share a birthday with but the great and powerful L. Ron Hubbard?
No shit.
Yeah,
look at you go, dude.
Yeah, I saw it in a cool book about how this book told me that I'm an oracle and I can see the future and like I am in touch with the sands of time or something. And I was like, yes, I know that's true. Thank you. And then it said he shares a birthday with L. Ron Hubbard. And I said, fuck!
So is the earth beginning to look flat?
No, but let me say this. He looks like an intelligent fella. Oh my goodness. Did you ever read about what Ashton Kutcher and Danny Masterson are working up right now?
I didn't. I don't know anything about it except for light rumblings. I know that Danny Masterson, after you told me, is doing 30 years in the clink, which he might get to receive some of that raping he was handing out. But and then also something about, I saw a video of Ashton Kutcher and Mila fucking taking turns. The sentences were prepared and they took turns. She did a sentence, he did a sentence. We're for the victims. We've always been for the victims. It was so gay. Really? I think that it should be okay to behave the way people do in Hollywood. Mm-hmm. But there should be a clause where like 4 guys are appointed and like you smack every fucker you see that you want to. And there's just a couple guys running around that like caught a clip and they're like, next time I see Ashton, dude, open-handed ear hole and leave him ringing for a while.
I love that. That would straighten everything out so quick.
It would too. And then just leave a short, I didn't want to do that, but you got to stop being a douchebag.
That's fucking
Do you
genius.
think that there's an exact dollar amount you reach of being rich and famous, then you just turn into a fucking asshole?
Well, that's what so me and were discussing this today because the podcast she listens to that is for girls, which unfortunately has become the phase of our podcast where I bring up everything they bring up.
Nice.
So that'll go down in history as a cool thing. But what were we discussing? Sorry.
Ashton Kutcher.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So
how fucking baked are you?
I'm not baked. I'm fucking tired. I had one sandwich today. I'm fucking crushed. But also, I don't smoke weed, but...
That'll trick everyone.
Yeah, I really fucking... it's like when you tell the cop, I couldn't do that sober. What are you talking about? But, oh yeah, I've been the biggest fan of Ashton Kutcher forever, and now I'm hearing about all this stuff and how he may even be a Scientologist. I was unaware of this. And it makes so much sense. And it seems like, didn't Tom Cruise have some big charity thing he did? And Ashton Kutcher's been doing the sex slave thing, the kid sex slave, you know, like speaking before Congress, helping these kids out. And I go, oh no, I hope I don't have to lose Ashton Kutcher as my favorite rom-com actor. Because then who would I like? Paul Rudd?
Paul Rudd's fucking funny. You gonna take this dick. Paul Rudd's fucking all time.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying, when I brought up what I brought up, I mean...
Sorry, he was born in Illinois was my whole point.
If you're going to bring if you're going to send that fucking letter in that you stand by this guy, then you have the nerve to get... What the fuck are you... No one gave a fuck about your letter except for a bunch of fucking dipshits.
Well, that's
number
the craziest
one.
thing ever.
Number two, why are you fucking answering to it?
No,
Do things that you can stand by and then not go, we stand for the victims. Do you? Because you raped the fuck out of him and he's going to prison and you wrote a letter on his behalf. So who do you stand with, fuckface? You just want to make everyone happy on both sides?
Oh, I thought you were going to.
If you think I won't drink those other 4 Michelobs and MF, dude, you're fucking out of your mind.
Can I have one?
Dude, fuck yeah.
Don't tell anybody. This is just for the podcast listeners. I'm not going to tell anybody.
That'll probably cut you loose some.
Yeah, it'll get me going. I wanted to... I'm pausing the fucking podcast, dude.
Do it. Why are you in a funk? You need another dart? You need a fucking drag?
I found what I was looking for. This is what's so fun about it.
And it was me the whole time.
This is what's so fun about it. And this is like an amicus briefing or something, or an amicus curiae or whatever they call it. But I think after the verdict and before the sentencing, so he's guilty, but we don't know how much time he's going to do. The fucking attorneys, this must be a common thing, obviously, but the attorneys go, all right, all these fucking people with names will write letters and say how fucking awesome you are. And they'll be like, we can't send him to jail that long. But it's so here's what the letters said. Kingz described Danny Masterson, who just got convicted guilty of raping he's guilty on 2 of 3 counts of rape. And they go, guilty. Now let's hear what Mila Kunis has to say. She finds him an outstanding role model and friend and an innate goodness inside of him. And he's a role model, extremely honest, intentional, set an extraordinary standard around how you treat people. Always treating people with decency, equality, and generosity. Now, I get the point, is to be like, he's a good dude, 20 years ago, he raped some people, can we chill? I'm not being an arbiter of whether we can chill on that or not. The judge did that. He said 30 years, you're going to the clink. My point is, it seems like the worst time ever right after somebody says, guilty of rape, to say, I would like to point out he's very generous and kind and honest, and he's been the greatest guy I ever met.
Yeah, no
it's
shit.
Like, what? No, stop. Shut up, dude. It's nuts. And like 15 fucking letters were written, this same thing.
That's insane. Yeah, but they weren't raped. They don't mind putting a letter in.
That's what it is?
Yeah, if he didn't fuck you, it's like,
I hate that I have to tell you about this because I'm fucking, at this point, plagiarizing this woman's podcast.
I'm excited.
Many years ago, maybe a decade, maybe more, Ashton Kutcher was dating a girl, and then as the official story goes, he has a date planned with her. He shows up to her house. She's like not answering the door. He looks through the window, sees something that he says are wine stains. He calls Danny Masterson and says, hey, dude, this is fucking nuts or something, so let's get out of here. 30 minutes after he calls Danny Masterson, he calls the cops and says, yo, I think something's funky about this. And like my fingerprints are going to be on the doorknob, just so you know. I didn't like go in, but like I went there. My fingerprints might be on the doorknob, but something. And then she was found brutally murdered.
Are you fucking serious?
I'm not kidding you, dude.
Holy shit.
And that's like the official story. I'm not even just I'm not painting a picture. That's just because obviously there's a whole bunch of fucking ideas.
Well, that explains it. That's why he had to send the letter in.
I know,
you can only ask for a favor if you're owed a favor. John Dutton says that on the Yellowstone.
Listen, though. And I've done this throughout my whole life, is I just listen to other people say shit and then I fucking repeat it and have my own podcast and say I'm cool. I've only been listening to chick shit for like a fucking week because I haven't tuned into all the fucking cool guys that I like to listen to chime in on this shit. And they probably have way better takes that are not like, yep, guilty, fucking lock him up, stop raping women, because that's all anybody's saying. And it's not it's not a fun, cool take.
It's not.
It's so easy to just
that side of it's always going to be death to him. Jesus
it sucks, dude. I'm listening to the...
We're so fucking oppressed.
I'm sorry. Apparently, I had 2 sips of this Michelob Ultra and I found my fucking gear. But I'm listening to this fucking chick podcast all the time, and I go... And it's not a chick podcast. It's just like a fucking popular podcast.
Nice.
And they just...
Do you just call it a chick cast because your chick listens to it? Nice. Dude, that's fucking all time.
But all they do is just hate on shit the whole time. That's why I call it a chick podcast. Because it's just like... This stuff comes up and they don't make many jokes. They just go, hey, you're a piece of shit. And it's like, yeah, call the rapist a piece of shit. That's a good thing you're a professional entertainer. Dude. That's a layup, dude. What are you doing? Make something funny. Be entertaining. What are you talking? So sorry, that's my...
Just fucking hit me. You don't trade the tax on fudge rounds for lashes. Every 12 pack of fudge rounds, you have to put 2 in your ass right at the register. Then you're through. You do it to yourself. We don't do it. It's a you thing. You didn't have to do
smart.
it.
Well, and I think there's a lot of scientific evidence that says you can get a lot of nutrients that way that you can't get.
I've done some research, not enough, but I'm pretty sure I'm spot on. So,
oh, dude, I want to put a fudge round in my mouth.
Nice. While simultaneously putting one in your ass? How does this end up in your ass?
I want to start fucking cruising around the beehole, dude. And not my own.
Are you gonna?
No, of course. I'm not going to talk about that, but I'll tell you this. The other day, I was standing in front of you and my girlfriend, and I fucking cast out a line, metaphorically speaking, with conversation, and I started reeling for about 30 seconds where I said, yeah, and I don't know, I've just been thinking about it, and I guess now would be the best time ever if I were to do it, so I guess, like, I'm gonna have to tell you guys. And then you both went, what, you're gay? And I said, fucking no, you cocksucker. But I had everybody thinking I was coming out as gay.
Nice. It was funny. It was funny to watch you rip it.
Thank you. And I crushed, like, fucking mad pussy.
Dude, yeah.
So...
when you're not being gay.
Never.
But whatever.
Oh, what did I say? You were there for the coolest thing I've ever said. I said it to my sweet baby angel. I said, yeah, I'm not saying anything about what's right and wrong. I'm just saying if you're like watching pornography of your choosing and then right in the middle of it, just bam, jump cut to just two guys fucking having sex, you would recoil in disgust. You'd go, wow, fucking shut that up. And that's just why some people call it unnatural.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it is.
Dude, that was fucking all time. You were on a fucking roll in the truck, dude.
Well, she had said like 3 days prior, she goes, I hate when people say it's unnatural. What does that even mean? Like nothing's natural. The world, you use a phone. You fucking typed that out that it was unnatural. That's
in the middle of your favorite video, show two guys butt fucking and you'll go, what
yeah, dude, that's fucking...
Jesus Christ.
That'll make you recoil. So anyway, and that's just the great unifier.
If the unit's big enough, even if it's a girl getting it in the butt, you go, God damn, that's gotta hurt.
Yeah, I don't like that, by the way. And that's on the record. Now, have I...
because it's a girl?
No. Have I stooped low enough to gaze upon gaping anuses?
What do you... Oh, this is a good time to ask this question. What's your view on watching porn in a relationship, B-Train?
Listen, I've had my battles with this stuff. Relationships.
Okay.
I think that... Here's what I think. I'm an adult that I have, like... I trust my own timeline on my relationship with pornography. And I am not going to go to bat for it or fight for it because I don't want to be doing it when I'm like fucking 45 and I have kids and like... Because that's a weird thing to do, dude. I don't want my kid to think about me fucking... fucking jerking it, watching...
firing off.
Gaping fucking anal. But also, like I'm a grown man that is... And pornography is a part of what goes on in life right now. And like... I'm going to like watch that or not watch it and work on that on my own. And I'll let you in on the ride and I will take your perspective under consideration if I love you and you're my girlfriend. And like probably if my chick said, I want you to stop watching porn, I would say okay and lie to her. So that's my official stance because I'm not going to fucking...
That might be the best thing you've ever said in your whole life.
Like this is my journey and it sucks. I'm not going to argue that porn's cool or good. But like I'm not going to... fucking argue with it about, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
I've had half a beer, so we're kind of off the rails.
I'd agree with you 100%. So let's just summarize that. Porn's cool in a relationship. All right. Continuing forward.
Thanks.
I think I'd rather watch the porn in a relationship than fucking lie about it.
Hold on. Next question. This could be a podcast format.
Okay.
I fucking go unhinged for 5 minutes and you go, we can put that into 4 words and move right along.
Oh, dude, we could. So you're with porn in a relationship.
Now,
okay.
Can I also say this?
Mm-hmm.
I would think ideally in like the relationship I'm in now and the relationship I want to build, I would not want to do that. Like, that would give me serious trepidation because my therapist says that if you lie, that creates shame and you can't have human connection because the opposite of shame is connection.
So you're talking about the lie or the porn?
The lie.
Okay.
I would have to, and what I would want is to be able to like have a conversation and say, this is sort of my journey with pornography and this is where I'm at and I'd try not to watch it and I'd probably watch it once a week if I'm all alone. Nice. And that's going to probably continue. And if you can't trust me to like fucking manage that or you think that that hurts our relationship, then I don't think that this relationship is something that we're exactly on the same page about.
Nice.
I think would be my feeling.
That's a perfect summary.
I wouldn't have the gumption to say that, though.
That is.
I'd just get all jammed up and go, oh, she's a bitch. And I complain about it on podcasts, and we just fight about it.
I need to suck more dick for power.
Anyway, thanks for letting me just fucking come unglued.
Oh, dude, that's nice. I'm glad you fucking cut loose, man. You're being kind of a fucking sourpuss there for a second. You got a little bit of alcohol in you, and you're getting fucking Western with it, dude. That's
well, I haven't been manic for a while, and you crack open a beer, and it makes you fucking go, ooh.
It'll get you a little loose.
And I need some carbs, and this has 2 of them.
Nice, dude. You're up in your fucking carb ratio.
1 carb down. Are you in a hurry to, like, fucking get this done and call it a night?
You want to go rip a dart?
Yeah, we're at 30 minutes, so...
Oh, yeah, whatever.
Fuck you guys. Also, I hope this podcast fucking sucks.
Cunt.
Well, here we are. 2 professional podcasters. Same place we started.
Yep, so you know what I watched on the way out here to work? I watched the movie Fences. Have you seen it?
No. But if it's anything like that other movie you were telling me about, can you tell the listeners about that one first?
It's about, god damn it, it's not...
Battle something, Underground, fucking...
I think it's Denzel Washington. I always mix up him and all the other black famous actors.
Right. It's probably...
Let me give it a goo.
Is it Martin Lawrence? I always get him confused.
No, I think it's...
Just kidding.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh, he is the king, by the way.
He is, but he has this movie Fences, and he came up when things were still segregated and racial. Uh-huh. And then he started working as a garbage man. He has this wife that stood by his side. They don't have much of a pot to piss in, and he is very, very hard on his children. And like in one scene, his son has a chance to play football on a scholarship, and he tells him, "No, you go back down and get your job. They ain't gonna let you make no damn money playing football. You're colored, boy." And it's one of the most famous scenes. His son turns around at the steps and he goes, "Can I ask you a question?" And he goes, "The hell you got to ask me, Mr. Stwiggy, the one you got all the questions for?" And he goes, "How come you ain't never liked me?" And he said, "Boy, stand in front of me, ask a fool-ass question like that. Come over here to me when I'm talking to you." He goes, "Do you have a roof over your head?" He goes, "Yeah." He says, "N-word, as long as you live in my house, you put a sir on the end of it when you're talking to me." And he's just hard as fuck. And his wife sticks by his side, puts up with his shit for all these years, and then he knocks up a girl that he's cheating with. His wife stays through all of it. And after this fucking kid's born, he'll get off work, see the kid for a minute, come to their house. The mother dies
in
childbirth. His wife, he says, "I'd like if you would help me raise my child."
His bastard child.
Yeah, the child's innocent. It ain't got nothing to do with how adults make decisions. But this child needs a mother. And she says, "This child has a mother, but you're a womanless man." And I couldn't help but after watching that whole movie think about the silent sacrifices of relationships. Like it fucking stuck with me hard. And it's like, yeah, at any point she could have left. She could have done whatever. But she did her part even while he was being a sack. Oh, shit.
That's
and there's
so
a
beautiful.
special place in heaven for women like that.
That is so true, dude. Mm-hmm. Well, Eric Church says that thing about it takes an angel to raise a family that comes from a long line of sinners like me. When he says that part, I always go, "Oh, it really does, dude. There's some angels out there that are just fucking raising up some kings and
thankful
queens."
For my mother. She didn't have a sinner in the bunch.
Dude, and how cool are we that...
her biggest problem was like, you can't hang out at church all Sunday. You're going to have to come home.
It's like a job interview.
Yeah.
What are your biggest strengths? Well, I'm in church too much.
Yes, sir.
Pick up too much trash on the side of the road. My friends are always mad at me.
I'll do some praying at random. I'll always rip a prayer.
Yeah. God damn. Well, let me tell you this.
You can't pull nothing out of your hat of bullshit you sling all day. You can't fucking grab nothing out of there. Huh?
Well, I just am experimenting artistically with the idea that I don't have to.
That's fair. You're just trying it on?
Yeah.
A little bit, what do they call it, lull time?
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm letting it draw.
Silence.
And then this is obviously, I'm a professional podcaster. This is 4D chess. I'm on another level. I'm letting it sort of die down. And you'll notice I'll start talking a little different. But then eventually it's going to get really exciting and we're going to get to a big breakthrough and it's going to be fun. And then your booming laugh will come in and
you're
save
just
the day.
You're just going to rip one.
Yep.
All right. In the meantime, let's talk about what's important. Rape. Murder.
Fucking Christ.
Orphans.
Oh, dude. Okay. Thank you. You can do that, by the way. Just say random words. I'll fucking buzz on one. So, amidst all this fucking chick podcast shit I was watching, when they're breaking down all this, what's going on TikTok, they can't use the word rape. Apparently, that's not a word people use anymore. The chick podcast calls it R-wording, and the girl on TikTok calls it. She just said grape.
Great.
Yes, in the place of rape the entire time with a straight face, and was like,
dude, that might be.
He's a convicted rapist at this point, and he has to, and she just rolls right through it. It's nuts.
That might be a loophole for rapists. Do you want to come over for some grape? Some grape and wine?
Stupid autocorrect.
Yeah, you're going to want to drink that glass of wine first.
Stupid autocorrect. I meant consensual anal.
Yes. Oh, that would be the save, but you do it after she blacks out. But I hate that we're riffing this bit.
What's this wee business,
I think
dudes?
that one could go to the wayside, huh? It's like me always saying the R word. Or the F word, son of a bitch. That one gets away from me.
I know, but I'm so good with the bleeps. But anyway, what was the other movie you were telling me about a couple days ago? Today?
Well, I watched two. The one, Battle at Hacksaw Ridge.
Fuck it. Tell me about the other one.
That's all time. Oh, the one today. God damn, was it ever sad. I want to say it's Unbroken. So
Unbroken.
They're... I don't think they might all be pilots, but they're all in a bomber. Mm-hmm. And I'm pretty sure it's during World War II, the
Japanese fellas.
What does Tom Segura call them? The Samsung Sony guys?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so their plane gets wrecked on landing, this crew of gentlemen. And then they find out they have to go out on a rescue mission. Some people were flying across the ocean, never showed up. So they take this plane that everyone's been taking parts off of for their plane, but has been certified to fly. Fast forward, crash landing into the ocean. 3 of them survive. Now this motherfucker, dude, I swear to God, this son of a bitch. 2 of the guys are super mature. One's a leader. I wish I could remember his name. It's Italian. He's the main character of the entire story.
Okay.
And the other kid's kind of soft, blonde kid, just nice. You could tell he might have got bullied a little bit just because he has a fucking great heart.
Love that. That's
and he didn't have a Tyler growing up. You can tell that. But and then there's this other fucking asshole kid that's just negative and a cocksucker. And as soon as they're in the 2 rafts, the 3 of them make it. They're doctoring up the one dude's head because it got all banged up. The nice kid that got bullied, I'm sure. I wasn't there when they wrote the character, but I'm assuming that was part of his past.
So hold on, can we do a quick recap? We went on a mission that was fruitless.
Yes.
Crash landed.
Yes, they lost both the left engines, and the other 2 engines carried them all the way to the scene of the crash.
Right on.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, and then on life rafts now.
Yes, they all get out
Banged
of the water.
up.
Yep, banged up. They're in the
Getting their shit
rafts.
together.
Now they're getting their emergency shit out. Their rations, and we're not talking about fucking Keystone Light, brother. We're talking like there's 1 thing of water and 1 thing of these, I think, protein chocolate squares. And so the kid in charge, something Oli, some Italian shit. Zamborini, that cat. So him and him are the 2.
It's an audio podcast. Keep that in mind.
Anyways, those 2 cats are 2 of the ones that are on the goddamn rafts anyways. And so fucking asshole buttfuck that's like, we're dead, and is immediately negative. The second day they're on rafts, they wake up from a nap and he ate all of the food. Every square of the bar. Fucking cocksucker.
Pause. He's ruled by the spirit of fear. And let that be a lesson, a metaphor for what we're trying to learn as this next season of life comes on and everybody's wrestling with the spirit of fear, is when you're ruled by it. You fucking eat all the rations in the middle of the night like a fucking jackass.
And he was a piece of shit. They didn't kill him. I'll tell you what, there's 3 of us. Even if I love you, B, if you ate all the rations, swim. I hope you make it somewhere with an island, but you can't be here anymore.
You want to know how I know that? Is I'm hearing you recount this movie, and I was purposefully not interrupting to say, God damn, dude, it feels like you're on the raft too, because I can see exactly how
I fucking lived this today, dude. My life on the treadmill was just misery of being fucking prisoner in a war. Yeah. Okay, so they're like day 30, thank God, fuckface that ate all the rations. Day 30 on the rafts, he dies. Good. You're dead weight. They should have got rid of you 29 days ago, you piece of shit.
29 days too many, if you ask.
So then I think 3 or 4 days after that, the 2 guys that are left wake up from their nap on the raft. And at this point, they've seen planes, shot the flare. No one's coming to get them. They're in the middle of the fucking ocean. They wake up to a Japanese battleship. and all these soldiers staring over him. So they don't kill him.
Aren't they Japanese?
No, not the two in the rafts.
Oh,
these are our American soldiers.
Okay.
Is how the film starts.
Sorry. Okay.
And this Zampernini cat, he was an Olympic runner before the war. Fucking had a great
American
life in front of him.
athlete.
Yep.
They're all fucking cool.
Yes, sir. And full circle, he was supposed to the following year run in the Olympics in Japan before
all
a little
happened.
episode we call Pearl Harbor. And, so things went to the wayside on that.
Hold on. Now, I also want to ask you, since we got all fucking day, are you sure he wasn't Italian?
He was Italian.
Okay. Well, I mean, not an Italian-American. Italian, because Italy was in the war.
He was Italian-American. His parents were Italian, and they came into the country at this time where he got called all the racial slurs that I don't
you
think
can
I
still
should
say that. Fucking, what do they call the Jersey Shore
Guap?
boys? No, can't say that. Fuck, no, Guido.
Guido.
You can say Guido.
Yeah. So the film starts with him being a child before he started running, and all the town kids were fucking him up and beating his ass because they were foreigners. But he's Italian-American.
And you want to talk about Unbroken. It started out, he got bullied. And now here we are, jump cut, he's in a raft. They've fucking...
Yeah, then in high school, he goes to the Olympics and takes first in the
Forrest
high
Gump's
schoolers.
his way to the fucking success.
Straight up. He's cool as shit. Then they go to this war. So then they're on the rafts. Then him and this other fucking white as fuck kid wake up to these Jap soldiers. They take him to the concentration camp. And this fucking dude running it immediately. This fucking cocksucker, dude. That motherfucker's a piece of shit.
Played by a man named Miami.
His dad was rich, and he wanted to be something else in the war, and he wouldn't let him. He makes him run these concentration camps, and he walks around with this bamboo stick. He sees old fucking Jack O'Connell Zambernini here, and just immediately starts beating the fuck out of his face with this bamboo stick, and this is the whole rest of the movie. Just beats the fuck out of him.
You go, this is crazy, and then you just settle into
it was insane. Yeah, and then that concentration camp got blown up. So then they move him to a fucking coal mine where they're just carrying coal all day. That cocksucker with the yellow tinted skin.
Yeah.
He fucking calls him out of nowhere, kicks the fuck out of him, then makes him pick up a board and hold it over his head. And he tells the guy standing next to him, if he drops the board, shoot him. This goes on for like 8 hours. He's screaming. He holds the board. It's crazy.
That's fucking nuts. Yo, and I think that's pretty fucking realistic about how, like, what would you call that? Dark fucking psychological.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what the guy said. You guys are enemies of Japan, and you will be treated accordingly. Because there's a couple scenes. This Zampernini gets pulled out, and they take him to a radio station, and he gets to send a message to his family. Now, they do that to entice him. He's having breakfast after that in a very nice restaurant with great food. And they hand him this paper and say, you get to speak on the radio again, and this is what you'll say. And it's all lies about America and how things are over here. And he says, I can't say that. And they're, why? Said it's not true. So they point, and there's 4 fellow American soldiers sitting at another table in nice suits. They said it, and they get to live here.
You know what that makes me feel shame about?
And so he goes back to the concentration camp, and this guy said, I saw it in your eyes when you came here. You're strong like me, and I knew you were going to be my friend.
Whoa.
But you're enemies of Japan, and I'm going to treat you accordingly. Whoa. And he said, now you're going to learn respect. And he made everyone line up to punch him in the face in the concentration camp, right? In a line. This plays out for 8 hours. And so he hasn't seen this guy since they got to the concentration camp. They got split up. So the first soldier says, I can't do that. Whoa. Like, we're not going to hit our fellow guy. You're going to have to kill us all. And then they bring the blonde.
No. Well, he's thrown out.
And then they bring the blonde kid out. Oh, everywhere. Fuck, Ellie. Jesus fuck. I don't know if we're still recording, but that dog's a fucking nuisance. You wouldn't be shitting. Are we still recording? No. Would have been funny if we were.
Anyways.
Anyways, they bring the blonde kid out. He hasn't seen him since they got split up at the concentration camp. Mm-hmm. And so he sees his buddy on the ground beat to fuck, and the dude starts beating on him, and he looks at the other soldiers and says, do it! Punch me! And then we proceed in from somewhere between, I would guess, from where the sun was at in the film, from around 1:30 p.m. until dark of just the entire camp of soldiers punching this dude in the face, which he had minor swelling. That's
what I was going to say. I think you'd be dead.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
You'd just be dead. We still have more to the story, I hope?
No, a little bit. Nothing
I'm
crazy.
on a fucking full journey with you.
Okay.
And by the way, if you just watch movies and pay attention to them, we could just do this shit for a full podcast all the time.
Nice.
You can fucking give me movie reviews. Now, listen.
All right.
Here's what I'm thinking of. And it makes me feel a little bit of shame. And, like, because I'll sit around sometimes with my hippie liberal girlfriend and be like, yeah, America fucking sucks because of this shit, you know? And somebody slid me a piece of paper and said, hey, dude, we won't fucking brutalize you every single day if you say America fucking sucks and I don't even like it that much. I would go, okay. Yeah, dude. Shit. What are you talking about? Everybody's like, I can't do that. Send me to the concentration camp.
Yeah, no shit.
I can do that. Watch this. America fucking sucks. I'm out, dude.
That's why you'll never be an Olympic runner. You don't bleed red, white, and blue, dude. And you had the build for it.
But it's why I'll be a professional podcaster and why that fucking chick
100%.
Shit.
Can I try it on?
Yeah.
America fucking sucks,
Whoa,
dude.
Chill. Jesus.
See, it made me immediately uncomfortable.
I don't like it, dude. It's not patriotic.
It's like betrayal.
You
just said it a bunch, bitch. If you edit that in so I'm the only one that said it, I swear to fucking God, you piece of shit. Oh, that's fucking funny, dude.
Nice, dude. Got his ass.
Gucci.
Oh, fuck. I think I am going to start fucking pounding the mic on my knee like Dave Chappelle.
Oh, are you?
It's just only the greats, you know?
Yeah.
Me and him.
You're hitching your wagon to it already, huh? Only the greats. But so then he gets the fuck beat out of him. Then that place gets blown up and fucked up.
Does he make it out alive?
He does. Then they get moved to the coal mine, and that's where the whole holding the board over his head dude beats the fuck out of him.
Oh, okay.
And then not too long after that, there's something about the war has reached middle ground, and they let him go bathe in the river next to him. Because they slept in a room full of coal. Like, they were just completely black all the time. And they had these sacks they put on their back to carry coal up to the top.
How true is this movie?
It is true. It shows that guy actually in somewhere in the mid-2000s carried the torch to the Olympics.
Whoa.
Yeah, so it was a true character, and it's what happened to him. Same with Hacksaw Ridge. That was a real guy that was a medic that wouldn't carry a gun.
That's so cool.
Dude, way cool.
I also just learned...
But then you hear him talk about I believe in God. And you're like, hey, who is going to give him a gun? What the fuck? Why were we so for that, dude? There would have been friendly fire, dude. What the fuck?
It was better keep it out of his hands. What a great film Hacksaw Ridge is. And
it is too, but it makes me want to fucking punch Vince Vaughn in the fucking face.
Oh, because he's kind of an asshole?
Just cocksucker.
So he's in season 2 of True Detective, so I gotta watch that. I love Vince Vaughn so much.
He is the man.
And then also, what am I thinking about? Fuck. I don't know. Something about that. Oh, Viktor Frankl says, and it's because of stories like this, like it's mostly true, like the dude fucking bum mission, shipwreck, bully, life raft, fucking concentration camp, all this shit.
Uh-huh.
And Viktor Frankl says he's seen people like this because he was in the concentration camps, and he says the one thing you can't take away from a man is his attitude towards his circumstance.
Fuck yeah.
It's like his attitude, his will to live. His like, yeah, I fucking will keep going. Now, we're all a bunch of pussies, so like I don't even know how I can relate to that sentiment, but he saw a bunch of people dying.
When
and
you
said,
say
some of these guys say I'm going to survive, and some of these guys go I can't make it, and that's the difference.
What do you mean when you say we are pussies?
Just like our entire...
Because here's what I'm going to say.
Society.
Now, hold on. Let me break down what I'm asking.
Everybody under the age of 40 in America.
I would not argue if you said, I am a pussy, talking about yourself. You're not going to hear much guff off me.
Listen,
not going to be a little old guff daddy about
this kind of torment I'm talking about, like these life circumstances that are so horrible... Like
I almost quit today over minimal negative feelings.
My point is, they're so horrible that like none of these atrocities happen.
Not quit the company,
Listen,
Tyler.
I know.
Just life.
Yeah, killed yourself. Easy. Get out of here. No, none of these atrocities that we're talking about happened to people that were overweight. because they were all starving just to begin with. Just the baseline is starving to death. And then on top of that, we got concentration camp things.
They were paying the ultimate tax on your fudge rounds, you fat fucks.
Thank you.
Life tags.
That's my point, dude. So we got it pretty good. And also, maybe I'm just bragging because I got it so good. Let's touch on that as we got 11 minutes left in this podcast.
We probably need to go 10 over. Some of that was useless. You remember the 5 minutes of me just talking about Ellie sucking and you going, that's how you clean up dog poop.
That's all staying.
Is
perfect.
it?
Yeah, I'm going to edit out when you said the F word. Yeah. And then I think we're good. But I'm going to derail it right here. I am living my dream.
You truly are.
Bruh. And you know what is a fucking pleasant experience is we got to North Dakota. And by the way, trip up here. A little bit of conflict. You ever just drove all day with your lady just for a full day and you woke up tired and you're just not on the same fucking wavelength and it's a little
I'm gonna answer that question with I've traveled quite a few trails in my life, and let me tell you something you are guaranteed to find every time you go on a road trip with your old lady. A little bit of conflict. It's gonna be there.
Okay, so we had the naturally occurring conflict. And then we got here to the great state of North Dakota, which, great point, sweetheart. She says that the signs for North Dakota are like out of Fallout, the video game. Do you know that? Well, it's set in a radioactive wasteland dystopia where there was big radio explode. And so all the signs are just like this lie about how good the life is here.
Nice.
You know what I mean? And it's all like that. It's like North Dakota be legendary. And you just look at it and go like, is this out of a movie? You look around, it's all flat and shitty. And you're like, what are we talking about? So anyway, we made it here and she was like, she loves it. She goes, I love it here. It's quiet. It's peaceful. This is like, I've fallen in love with places like this before.
It's not bad in the summer.
And I think what I'm most stoked about with all that is it's like, what a cool chick.
Fuck yeah. You
ever just take some?
If you can take her to North Dakota and she enjoys that, traveling's going to be great.
Thank you.
That's you like North Dakota? Have you ever seen Wyoming?
Yeah. Wait till there's a fucking mountain.
Yeah. No shit.
No, she's saying how peaceful and cool it is. But it's so nice to have a chick that's just cool with things.
She has been cool as fuck.
Yeah. So I'm not bragging or anything. I'm just being excited.
She's been an ultimate vibe queen the whole time you guys have been here.
And she's like that all the time.
That's
Occasionally
sick.
she'll get drunk and like her and her family have to yell about some shit, which is cool. And then sometimes she's just got a nap for like 2 days straight. Other than that, fucking cruising.
Sounds like a pretty dope life.
It works out just fine.
I wouldn't add kids to it.
Dude,
Things
let me
would go wrong. You'd lose a couple of those things you love doing.
But I will say this.
You just lost it already. Fucking nutsack.
It's just pleasant. I'm happy and I'm grateful.
It is. You should be. Fucking a year ago, you were fucking sitting in the same goddamn chair, so depressed every fucking day. I didn't know if I was going to get happy.
You want to know what's even better? A year ago, I was sitting in this chair going, okay, I have a fucking lady that I'm going to marry and a fucking kid that I'm going to raise and a job that I'm going to fucking conquer.
Lady you're going to marry for a second time.
Yeah.
Cheating bitch whore.
Yeah. And I sat down going like, let's fucking get it. And then I just got beat up by this job and beat up by this woman. Metaphorically, obviously, I could fucking take her in a fight if I had to. And then, and then like got spit out the other side. And I landed on my feet and went like, holy shit, did all this training I do like make it so that I could land on my feet? And I fucking kind of did. I stumbled. Sure. Obviously, I didn't land directly on my feet, but like I got knocked down and got back up.
Yeah, being sad to take over you quite a bit.
Yeah.
It takes over you way less now, I'll say that.
Yeah. Well, I got back up like quicker than I ever have in my whole life.
Uh-huh.
And it like knocked down by something that once knocked me down for like 2 years. And I got knocked down by the same exact thing and went. And you know what the reason I was able to get back up easier was? I think it's because of how I behaved for the entirety of the relationship that time we were together.
You did everything right.
Yeah, because I just set boundaries. I was myself. And then she was a fucking bitch.
As we know.
And then we said, Okay, well, I guess I will just keep being cool as hell and keeping these boundaries and being who I am this whole time.
And how about
And it
just to
fucking
speak
took
to
me
what,
right where I needed to go.
to how shitty her character is, and you can edit this out if you need to, but literally knowing she was going to break up with you in a week, asked for $2,000.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about it. I think it was a couple $100.
Cunt.
But it was, like...
I don't think it was a couple $100. I swear
up.
I remember you. It was in the 1,000. I know
No, because
that.
I lent her that like a week prior. Was the 2,000, which I was expecting to get back. That was already on the docket, so it was crazy to ask, let alone we're about to break up clearly because like you've just checked out of the relationship, but you can check in to be like, yeah, I'm still sad today. Could I have $400, please? And I said, I don't think that's a good idea right now. And then she said like, haha, it's all good. I got it figured out, which is like just the cuntiest way of going about it.
What a fucking bitch,
yeah, dude.
Huh?
She did all that shit and I was cool as fuck.
You were.
Thank you.
And the universe repaid you with your little fucking Katie Bug Queen sitting out in the fucking RV out there.
I just went, oh, okay. I don't like being treated like that. Cool, we'll see you.
Isn't it the fucking best when you do that?
Yeah. And she made it easy on me, praise God, dude. She said, I don't like you. And I said, thank you, because that does make it way easier. In the past, she would say, no, I still love you. And I'd go, okay. And then it'd just be long. But we all had the skills this time around to go, we don't fuck with this shit.
Yeah.
And I think she knew that I wasn't going to stick around and play those games, too. But anyway, we got out of there, dude. And we kept moving forward.
Yeah. And look at you.
Look at me, dude.
Probably one of the best years of your life when you look back on it.
And here's something else I'm stoked about.
Now, could you
I don't know
imagine
if
if you hit the
it.
lottery and bought Mackenzie River Pizza and had your Katie Bug? You'd be doing everything.
Game over.
You'd just be chilling in the
She
kitchen.
runs front of house, I run back of house.
You guys fight over stupid shit.
Check this out. This is the other cool thing, and this is why it's all full circle and why I recounted all that. Is because something just clicked a little bit in the last couple of days, and it's temporary. Well, every fucking thing is temporary, but Katie's fucking in love with me. Mm-hmm. A couple of days ago, she goes, oh yeah, Yancey said that like you guys are perfect for each other, and I was like, oh yeah, and I started looking at it, and you're good, you're so good to me, you're a great thing that happened to me, and I was like,
well, I pointed
cool,
out
thank
when you
you.
guys were chilling on the frack tank when me and Tyler walked away. Mm-hmm. After that, you guys were just we literally nothing but laughter and fun,
dude,
and just all-time vibes out there. I was like, holy shit, that's fucking cool.
It's so magic.
If you can just sit with your chick on a frack tank in North Dakota and stare at the stars and laugh like nobody's business, you're doing good
and
shit.
it is magic, and we can fucking vibe like that.
It is, too.
So I love her a whole lot.
Mm-hmm. She's the shit.
So that's nice. And anyway,
she's also not a cheating bitch whore cunt.
We love that about her.
It's the best. Probably one of her best qualities.
One of her best qualities.
Seriously.
But
she doesn't go, oh my God, you love me so much, I'm going to suck someone else's dick. You know?
Oh, God, no, what a queen. So we're just grateful for that whole journey.
We are, too.
And the point is, I just kind of tried to do the right thing the whole time. Mm-hmm. And it kept me from falling into just fucking traps that keep you held down for so long.
You kept singing the Creator's praises.
I know.
And He's faithful to provide.
Because we're scared that, like, that whole do the right thing, it'll pay off. That could be a crock of shit, dude.
Because you don't want to be made a fool of.
Yeah.
You don't want to do the right thing and then still feel like shit.
Taken advantage of or like fucking, yeah.
Yeah, like that cheating bitch whore cunt.
Mm-hmm. Or it happens all the time if you're just nice to people in business relationships. That's why I hate fucking being in business.
That's fair.
It's because like if you're nice to people, they'll just take advantage of you.
That is how it happens.
Sometimes.
Maybe businessmen are just evil hippies that quit doing drugs and bought a suit.
Yeah, dude. Well, the Bible talks about how like you serve a master one way or the other, and the Bible says it can be the Bible God, or it can be money, or it can be sex, or it can be whatever.
Nice.
But we're serving.
Don't bring up sex. What was that? A personal attack? Are you getting a little personal with me here?
It can be fucking.
Huh? Do you think I have a problem?
Do you?
I just like the way it feels.
And I do it like 8-9 times
I'll
a day. But oh yeah, and those businessmen, they just go, okay, there is no God, but there is the fucking dollar and fucking wheeling and dealing, making deals. Imagine that fast-paced life.
I actually had a realization today.
There'd be so much structure and routine.
That I think I might have spent my entire 20s so focused on career and making it ahead in life. Mm-hmm. I think that I have a major problem going on right now.
You got a little gap?
Yeah, I think I need to get my home life sorted out. Like,
Cool.
I think my main problem with any bit of struggle that I have, because all I've focused on is career. That's always come first. Right. I'm a good dad. I do the thing. I have relationships. Like I'm working at that. But I do not focus on any of those things the way I fucking focus on work. Work is always, there is no gap. That's numero uno all the time.
For good reason, by the way.
And I think as I'm getting older, I think my struggle's coming with a little bit of emptiness.
Well, yeah, and you realize how capable you are of success in a particular domain if you give enough attention to it. Because and that's like what I've learned. It's like, oh, I can make money, so we're good there. Like, I conquered the money. I don't have it. Like, I won't have it forever, but I know I can go make it really easy.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm good at some shit. And so, like, that's cool. All right, but what, like, I can't fucking maintain a relationship. Or, you know, I can't fucking...
Hold on. Whoa. What? Immediate personal attacks. You go right to the main problem, huh? No, I was thinking that about relationships. I was like,
well, and by the way, you can maintain relationships, like, very well, just not romantic ones.
Yeah. That's
You have no problem with relationships in general. Like, you know what I mean?
I do.
I guess relationships with people you have sex with complicates things.
Yeah, it gets a little hard. I have a hard time separating the business aspect of it. It'll go from, you know, how it should be romantic and we're doing this together and it's forever to just, you're business casual. Fuck it. You don't like me? I don't like you either. Get out. Whoa, there can be some in between.
Yes. But that just comes with, like, kindness and self-kindness and, like, calming down. And you know how the ultimate ideal is to chill out? Because then eventually you just go, oh, I don't fucking have to wig out about this.
Chill.
But it never happens, dude. You know... we're over an hour, but check this out. I was listening to the latest Matt and Shane Secret podcast. Mm-hmm. And Matt's talk, and it's got fucking Billy on there. You know Billy?
His brother?
Yep.
Isn't that the one Shane calls gay?
Gay Bill. So, Matt's talking about, I've just been reading and watching this stuff about, like, this frame, and you can't lose the frame, and, like, the men, you got to have a frame in your relationship, and if you lose it, then, like, the chick will take it. And Shane's like, what are you talking about? And Billy goes, oh, yeah, it's like manosphere fucking bullshit, like Gary V, pickup artist, whatever. Just like fucking, you got to have a frame, and your chick will take the frame from you, and then you'll lose everything if you're not like in control, is what it's saying. And I went, oh, poor fucking precious Matt, like the beautiful shaman, is just like fighting with his chick and getting sucked up. Like, I have to fucking be in control of this so my chick doesn't flip on me.
Dude, that's fucking all time, dude.
And I went, it gets us all, dude. Even like my fucking idol that I fucking aspire to chill as hard.
I gotta have control.
Yeah. You just can't lose the frame, dude. It's fucking nuts.
Dude, I fucking love that.
But that's what the podcast, the title was called Sparkle and Play, because I think the manosphere guys say you gotta hold the frame, because women are beautiful creatures that just want to sparkle and play. And I'm ripping, like, they laughed about it already, but how funny is that?
That's fucking all time.
That women just want to sparkle and play.
That is fucking all time.
And you need to control the frame.
Here's what I think. I think that at some point we've lost sight of exactly what women are supposed to be. Housewives.
Oh, fuck, dude.
No more voting.
This is why we don't go over an hour.
Just take their rights away, because it was better that way.
Oh, dude.
I don't mean to brag, but we're just better. I'm sorry that men are better.
Now that we're over an hour, we can just fucking say the truth.
Nice.
So I tried a joke today that didn't work on my sweetheart. I said, like a school teacher came up, like a gym teacher or something. And I was like, by the way, imagine the particular hell that would be to be the one male school teacher, like just in a school full of ladies. And she goes, yeah, I guess I could see that. And I was like, you walk into the fucking break room to just chill, and there's like fucking 15 girls there. And she goes, yeah. And I went, never mind.
It didn't land, huh?
But it's funny as fuck.
It is, too.
It's so funny. And by the way, it's not fucking... Never mind. It'll sound like I'm preaching, but it's not news to anybody that if you put 20 women in a room, like, it's gonna get fucking heated.
Or they're just gonna talk about shit that doesn't matter.
Yeah, or it won't be interesting.
Or, ooh.
Oh, that's what I said to her. I said being the only interesting and funny person in the whole school.
Dude, what they'll do is they'll bring up a problem and then describe 15 different ways about to handle it wrong. And then I just got to stand there and go, is that what the 15 of us came up with that, huh? All right, well, I'm going to tell you how to solve it the right way.
And then you can get mad at me, I guess.
Jesus Christ.
You ever tell a girl how to solve a problem and she got mad at you?
Dude, I'll tell you what, speaking of fucking school yeah, but they're just dumb. You know that. we already know.
Hour 3, let's go.
But I'll fucking tell you right now, dude. I had this motherfucking... How to not share too much detail. Children last year in school. Very young child. Do with that what you want.
I'll just bleep it all.
His fucking teacher is fucking, hey, stop, wait, we don't do that. Oh, stop. Okay, that's not going to work.
Yeah.
If the kid's not like, you got to do something different. You got to be a little more strict. So the fucking 4th time that this is like, we need to have a meeting and we need to figure... It's like, I want to hit you stupid fuck. You let him do all this fucking shit. Then he doesn't listen, and you go, well, what can we do more of at home? Do you guys want to come have a meeting at my house? Because he don't fucking play this shit when I'm there.
Yeah, he'll just do what I say because I tell him to.
Yeah, we've reached a mutual level of respect, and you haven't. You get overwhelmed with, he doesn't listen when I talk. Yeah.
How come you can't tell him to listen to his teacher, and then he listens to that?
Because if I'm not there to enforce, and he knows he's going home to his mother, what's the consequences?
He's just playing the game with the cards that are dealt to him.
He fucking lit. When he's at school and he's at my house, you better fucking believe it. Because who's waiting outside to pick him up? And I tell teachers, too, when you let me know he's being a shit, well, I'll come right down there. Like, I'll deal with that.
Do you think they're scared to call you because they think you'll beat them?
No, I think they're fucking dumb.
The teachers?
Mm-hmm.
You think that...
Not all of them.
No. But you're telling me that there's a chance that there's a school teacher in a rural community that, like, just went to 4 years of community college and then was a teacher's assistant and now teaches 3rd or 2nd graders how to, like, fucking color and shit?
And it's usually...
And they're not, like, fucking...
It's usually the teachers that don't have kids.
Makes so much sense.
Are the problem. Now, here's where I was going with that. When I'm in this meeting, there is the woman teacher. There is the woman counselor. There is the woman that is the child's mother. There's me. And then there's this fucking dried in a popcorn fart fucking belt over his belly button dipshit they call principal. It's going, okay, let's kind of... Well, this is getting to be a problem. What do you suggest we do? Flunk him? Go to a different school? What do you want, you motherfucker? If you bring me your fucking car to the place the car gets fixed, and then I call you and go, it just kind of, it's leaking a bit of oil, and I don't know what we're going to do about this. He's not fucking hitting kids. You got a shitty teacher that he won't fucking listen to. You dumb fuck. Put him somewhere else with someone that can fucking work with the child.
Can you try that? Did you try swapping teachers? Because that happened to me in 3rd grade.
Well, no, why would they do that? Let's sit down and let's talk about what's going on at home, parents.
Listen, I might have a bit of pointer for you if you think... Because
I'm agreeing with you that
I know, but listen,
there should have been change.
I'm about to say something that could be met with resistance, so I'm being a pussy, but... when I was in like 2nd or 3rd grade, I did not have a good experience with a teacher. And I remember like complaining to my mom every day after school. And now she tells the story. And she's like, yeah, you were miserable all the time. You'd cry all the time. And so I asked, like, can we just change teachers? Because I think he just doesn't jive with this one. And they did. And then fucking the rest of the year was sick. And my point is, if you took all that energy you got, where you're fucking angry at everything, and you just said, hey.
Do you know when they pulled me in for this meeting? 2 weeks before the year was over.
Really?
Mm-hmm. They'd been talking to mom about it.
They just want to put pressure on you so that you fucking go somewhere else so you don't have to deal with them.
Probably. That's probably what it is. But, dude, you better believe I met with resistance in the room.
Good.
I commanded the room.
Yeah. Well, by the way, that's how a bureaucracy works, so that's no surprise. If it's just a bunch of fucking fat government workers in a room that don't know how to fucking handle anything or do their own job, which is just teach kids, which, whatever... And they go, yeah, let's have a meeting. We'll fucking say we need some other solutions, and then they'll be like, we need to go somewhere else or try something different.
I consume alcohol and I get fucking jacked up and do this on the pod. But here's where I'm coming from with that energy, B-Train. This institution of 30 people that are supposed to specialize in the thing you're getting paid to do for my child.
Teach them.
teach them, but you also have to have a sense of management. If you decide, okay, at this institution, we're going to put 30 of these children in one room, and this is going to be the person in charge of them. Well, they're going to have to carry some fucking responsibility with that. Or at least enough knowledge to know what to do in these settings. Right. Because if it was up to me, can I make you a paddle and bring down here? And when he's being naughty, you smack his ass twice with it. I promise he'll stop. Okay, well, that's not going to work. So let's do it your guys' way, right? So where I get irritated is you bring me in here and go, we just don't know what to do. Well, that kind of stumps me. You know I'm a diesel mechanic, right? I'm not a fucking teacher. I don't work at a school. I don't know how it works. Yeah. You're going to meet with me with, well, we don't know what to do. How about a fucking suggestion?
I cannot agree with you more.
So that's where I get pissed off.
And also, that's because I trust your judgment entirely, and I line up 10 second grade teachers, and I probably would trust your judgment over their judgment. So I am with you, but I have the thought that is, I go, well, their point is, we have tried all our avenues and we can't do it, so you gotta fucking make him listen to us when we're pussies about it.
For sure.
Right.
So it's not going to work. That's not enough. There was no well. Here's that. Okay, if they had tried everything other than this sucking soft voiced fucking should be teaching choir nutsack that has no business running kids. Yeah. Kids are not docile. Some are. Every now and again, you will meet the sweetest little girl.
You need energy,
or the sweetest little boy that just is just okay.
Not if you put
most fucking kids aren't.
Those are just the law of numbers.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so what's the other suggestion? He just doesn't go to school anymore? He just comes out to North Dakota with me and starts working on trucks? Like, where do we meet in the middle? I can only come to you with, well, I can make him listen to me. How do you want me to call me? A teacher has not called me once during the middle of the day. I promise, you put on the phone with me, you're going to see the best you have ever seen in your life for the rest of the day. Even if I'm in North Dakota, I can lie and say, I'm picking you up after school. And your teacher better have a whole different response on how you've been acting the rest of the day. So I'll beat your ass when we get home. You'll see the most well-mannered, helping people, great kid. But all you fucking chicken shit fucks, included, fucking, no one makes the kid listen. Then they go, well, we can't get him to listen. You don't fucking say, huh?
I'm with you.
Fucking idiots.
Because I like to look at things as like...
And I'm not saying that free and clear. I'll whip his motherfucking ass.
We are well aware.
He can be a fucker.
And I think that, like, if I were given the reins of a fucking 24 children that I was responsible for, I don't know if there's... I feel like I could fucking conquer that.
You could. Do you know why? The simplest tool that you need to wrangle children is a stern voice and consistency. If they know you're getting upset and they're going to have consequences, and it's that way every goddamn time, that's how it's going to be. Not you get to go hang out with the fun counselor and have candy while you do homework in her office. Can't figure why that's not deterring him from it. Yeah. Every time. Recess gone. No recess today. I'm going to walk down with you. You're going to eat your lunch. You're going to come back in here and you're going to sit at your desk. You're not going to have fun. You're not going to participate in fun things. You're going to be accountable for your actions, and the child will change. That is factual. You can give me anyone's naughty kid, and without the spanking of an ass, I can make them listen just with consistency and discipline. That's all it takes. You don't have to beat a kid to get them to mind. So when you take someone that has signed up after 4 years of community college to operate with these children and they can't figure it out, and then you sit me down in a room to figure this out for you. It's like, guys, what are we doing here?
I can't read. I could write you the handbook.
The four of you fucking idiots couldn't sit down and figure this out. Do you know why you guys make $30,000 a year? Because it took $120,000 a year to sit in a room and figure out why you can't get a kid to listen when it's simple. Read a book. For fuck's sakes, we're not talking about behavioral issues. We're not talking about ADHD or acting out or stealing or fighting or anything. A kid that didn't listen when you said do your work. And we need to put $120,000 together to get that figured out by calling me down at the end of a school day. And then you go, well, we don't get paid enough. Well, you're going to have to apply yourself. You can come work where I work, and I'll tell you what, if you're good at it, you can make a motherfucking ton of money. But you're going to have to apply yourself. You're going to have to produce results. So you gave minimal effort for a bullshit job, and you're not working your ass off to obtain it. Now, I'm not taking, this is not a a rant on all teachers by any means.
No,
I had Becky. Oh my God, the biggest bitch in Independence. And looking back, she was the best teacher I ever had. Uh-huh. She didn't play not an ounce of my bullshit. I knew if I talked back once, in Independence, you didn't have semesters. You had a block, and it was 2.5 weeks, and that was a credit. Uh-huh. At any point, if the teacher had enough of your shit, she could say, you're out. And you were done. You don't get a credit for that block. You have to go home for a week and a half or whatever the fucking remainder was. Yeah. And every time I got Becky, she said, "We're going to get along, Mr. Yancey?" Because the first time, it was like second day. And I gave her a tiny bit of guff. Out of my class. You're done this block. Even the principal came down, Mark, to try and talk to her. And she said, no, I'm not putting up with that.
Fuck
he can fit in with it. He can do everything everyone else is doing and not be disruptive to the class. And he's welcome to be here. He refuses to do that. Next time I have him, he can try again.
Fuck
Guess who I didn't play any fucking shit with when I was in her class? Becky. Okay.
Becky, dude.
Yeah, I can't go home and tell my parents I got dropped another block. That's not going to work. So her, yes.
Hold on, we lost the magic of my joke, which was tune in next time for another episode of Redneck Ramblings with us, Nancy, and you're yelling about
Redneck
the
Ramblings.
District 48 school system or whatever bullshit it is down there.
I love that. No, it just frustrates me.
I love that. And by the way, no, that's a bigger point on life, which is entirely true. Uh-huh. Which is like, you can't just sit there and just have nothing but problems and say, I don't know how to fix it, especially when it's your job to fix it.
And I don't think that's
where my argument was you can argue about whose job it is to fix what because the parenting aspect applies. And the only reason I'm sympathetic to that is I've talked to a lot of teachers that they go like, yeah, dude, the parents do fucking nothing and then just send them here and expect us to just like handle their kids and they're fucking assholes. Mm-hmm. And so I get that part of it, but I know how you are with your kids. You don't do fucking nothing. Your kids aren't just fucking wild animals. They can be wrangled.
100%.
They can be wrangled easily. I've watched them many times.
Yes.
It doesn't take much. I think it's time to wrap this podcast up. We're at an hour 15. How do we do it? Listen, dude, shout out to the dogs. I think Keegan's our number one fan, and he just laid in the cut the whole time, just fucking quiet. He listens to every pod. He's always in the skies, just like, these are the dogs.
He's the crop
He doesn't
duster,
reach out all the time, but like he is our fucking North Star.
Oh, I got some wind from T-Bone.
A WIN?
No, some wind. WIND.
What is it blowing?
On the wind was Doss Creek's bitch ass coming back next month.
We talked about this already.
Did we?
Maybe not on the podcast, but yeah.
No, it's official. Yeah, he's coming back next month.
Okay. Well,
fucking
Dawson,
Raz time, bitch. You shouldn't have done all that sellout groupie fucking fag bullshit. Because guess what? There's a new apartment. That's where the new mechanic stays. That's where you're going to be, not down at the pickle jar.
Ooh, well, he's going to walk in and be like, oh, sorry, guys, I was busy. I'm going to catch up on the pod. And then he's going to hear all the hilarious shit we've said.
Yeah, you can catch up on it, but you're still out, dog. You're going to go stay with the other mechanic. I'm hoping maybe if you mind your manners and you get back on the pod, we expect to see you staying at the pickle jar somewhere around January. In the meantime, we're going to keep that shit open for real listeners like fucking Mace Dog, fucking our brother in
West
the sky.
Dog, McCoy, Keegan.
Dude.
Breydan, all of them except you son of a bitch.
You're not even on the list, dude. You're not even in the conversation.
Mustache firefighter guy.
Oh, dude, yeah. Brad's got your spot. Dude, you might end up at the coop and Brad will get your bed at the fucking other mechanic's house, dude. You're at the bottom of the fucking list.
Fuck, dude. Hey, we're teasing you, buddy. He's a young boy. He could fucking...
Oh, shit.
I don't know. I just know people get sad, and if I was sad, my two idols were like, hey, you're never fucking living with me again. I go, I'm done. We're just teasing anyway. Love you guys.
All right, maybe December.
All right, let's
America fucking sucks,
Whoa, dude, chill. Jesus.